go to Matthew 25. Matthew 25 says something about when I was hungry, did you feed me? When I was naked, did you clothe me? When I was sick and in prison, did you visit me? When I was a stranger in your land, did you welcome me? We have a moral imperative to the least of these. We also, since we don't have unlimited resources, we have a fiscal imperative to meet that moral imperative in fiscally responsible ways. My colleagues know that I don't necessarily like to focus on symptoms of problems. I like to focus on root causes of problems. And what we're talking about doing here is not just addressing the horrific situations on the border, and they are heart-rending, and they are tragic, but to also address the root causes. Why are all these people coming across our borders? Why are they trying to risk their lives and to make it through Mexico to get to our border? Why are they trying to do that? It's because they live horrific lives. I've been down there many times, all three countries, and down along the border many times in my role in Homeland Security. And Senator Heitkamp and I have been there together at times. But lack of opportunity, crime, corruption, lack of health care, lack of education. They want out of there, and they want to go to some place where life is better. We are complicit in their misery. This country is complicit in their misery because of our addiction to drugs. And that's why we need to do something about it. As it turns out, as Senator Schumer says, we've seen this movie before. We saw it 20 years ago in Colombia when a bunch of gunmen rounded up the Supreme Court of the country of Colombia and shot all the justices to death. Drug cartels, leftist guerrillas trying to take down the government of that country. They looked to us for some help, and we helped them. We didn't do it all for them, but it's a little bit like Home Depot. You can do it, we can help. And a guy named Clinton, a guy named Biden worked on Plan Colombia to do just that. They have to do the heavy lifting. They've been doing it for 20 years, but we're helping them. 3 years ago, we adopted something similar. Find out what works, do more of that. Plan Colombia works, it's still working. Now in the last 3 years ago, we established with the three Central American countries something called Alliance for Prosperity. It's a very much roots cause oriented approach. It needs to be funded. This administration wants to reduce funding. We need to increase funding. I'm happy to hear that the Vice President is going to go down there. Initially, he was not going to go meet with the leaders of the three countries. He's going to do that now. That's a very smart move, Joe Biden, and I used to do that kind of thing all the time. The last thing I would say, if I could, is we need oversight. We need oversight. We need to fund the Alliance for Prosperity. It's a modern-day version of Plan Colombia, and we need to do oversight to find what is working in that plan and what needs more money and what needs less. And with that in mind, the lady who does is great in oversight and this sort of thing, and she gets to speak last. But I just want to thank Senator Heitkamp for her great work in this area, and I'm pleased to be her wingman. Wonderful. Okay.